You know, before I get into the meat of this video, there's a few things that I need to say up front that will, of course, serve as the intro to this masterpiece. And, of course, you have seen the title. Now, I'm going to take the time to explain what's coming down the pipe, or not necessarily what's coming down the pipe, but what we're going to deal with in this weekend's Rabbit Hole production. As you are aware, this is the politically correct version of this. I will revisit this in the whole where it's straight down the center of the plate, straight no chaser. But let me say this. One of the things that I happen to like and respect about Brother Obsidian is that whenever he asks me about particular events that's taking place in popular culture, taking place on y'all's Negro sector of YouTube, the brother always provides me with documentation. In this case, he asked me, had you heard about April Mason calling it quits dealing with black women? Matter of fact, he worded his email, I don't know if you heard. Because I'm sure Brother Obsidian knows I don't watch April Mason. So if Brother Obsidian is interested in getting my take on what April Mason said, he provided me with the links. He said, here's the post. I think she originally posted it on Facebook. And many of you know I have a page. I think I have 2 pages on Facebook. I don't even really fuck with Facebook. And I've been contemplating for some time just closing both of those pages because I'm just not on there. There's too much ignorance on Facebook. But he indeed sent me an email with the original post of hers on her Facebook page. And I think a day or so later, she did an Instagram, and he came back with the link to that Instagram footage. To sit back and ask me, why aren't you addressing April Mason calling it quits dealing with black women is retarded if you don't provide me the documentation. It's just dumb. It's like somebody asked me to do a video on Dancing with the Stars. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, and if you watch my content, you can pretty much figure out you don't watch Dancing with the Stars. So if something was to happen on Dancing with the Stars that people think I might be interested in, they will send me the link. I've had many people ask, hey man, let me send you this link to A, B, or C and get your commentary on. I hope you do this in the whole. To ask me about something that I don't watch and ask why am I not addressing this is retarded. I keep trying to explain to y'all, black men are dumb. They're just dumb. And one of the things that I happen to like about Brother Obsidian is no matter what he asks me, what my take is on whatever issue, he provides me with the documentation. I can go read the post for myself. I can go watch her Instagram video for myself. And I can formulate my own opinion and produce a video off of it. To ask me without providing that information is retarded. I don't know how many times I have to say this to you black men. Y'all prove my point. But yet and still, Brother Obsidian sent me this link. And I ran and read April Mason's post, which I'm going to deal with. But before we deal with that, let me tell y'all what we're going to deal with in the whole, because this is what I'm here. I heard this chatter, and I'm going to address this chatter in this video, but I'm going to most certainly address it in the whole. And the chatter is, well, you blame black women for everything. See? And then you have Negroes who, and this is old because they've been saying this for years. You know, whenever you offer a harsh analysis of black women, the first thing that, not black women, but black men will say is that you're crying. And then they come up with the misguided notion that no other race of men do this towards their women. Well, first of all, no other race of men is my barometer. I do what I want to do. I don't care what other race of men, what they deal with their women, that's on them. No other race of women elevate other men above their men. Now, if you have white women who don't deal with white men, you don't see them all over YouTube bashing white men. They just don't deal with them. Asian women who happen to like white men, you don't see them all over social media bashing Asian men. They just don't deal with them. But you have a cadre, you have a cottage industry of black women who put forth propaganda. It is incumbent upon you, if you are a black male, to push back against that propaganda. I've told y'all in many of my videos, hell, if black women didn't use black men as the justification for them going after white men, y'all wouldn't even hear from me on this subject, because at the end of the day, I don't care. Who she's dealing with ain't going to put one cigar in my humidor. I don't care. Just stop using me. And when I say me, I'm saying black men. Stop using us as your justification, sister. But for those who seem to think that all I do or all we do is blame black women, you have to get this weekend's Rabbit Hole production. Now, listen, when I seen this footage earlier in the week, and I normally do my recordings on the weekend. I was tempted to go and record the Rabbit Hole when I first seen this footage. That's how pissed off I was when I seen it. And as I'm thinking about it now, I shouldn't actually be allowing it to cloud my mind, because I got to do this politically correct video and I want to slip up. But this footage is disgusting. I mean, it's utterly disgusting, and it will make your blood boil when you see it. And all I'm going to tell you is this. If you think all we do is blame black women for everything, get this Rabbit Hole. That's all I'm asking you to do. Get it. Send me an email. I'm going to send you the link. I want you to see this footage. Then I want you to tell me. You answer this for me. And all of this ties into the April Mason piece. Don't worry. I know y'all wondering when you're going to get to that. I'm going to get to that, because I'm going to give you my politically correct overview of that. Of what, Obsidian sent me her post. I read her post. He sent me her Instagram. She done an Instagram. And she was talking about how she's going to deal with black men. So we're going to deal with all of that. But this post, this video footage, I want you to see this. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Please request this Rabbit Hole production. I'm going to send it to you. Even some of y'all who I've told you stop sending me emails, send me an email. I'm going to send it to you. I want you all to see this. I want you all to see it. And when y'all see it, y'all come back and y'all tell me, are we blaming black women for this? I mean, how do you explain this? Y'all know what it is, Second Nature Like Breathing. Send me an email. I'm going to certainly get you the link. And that actually ties into Miss April Mason, who, and I was going to put her post in the video, but I say, no, I may leave it in the link. Y'all can go look at it and rogue read it, because the second paragraph is what I wanted. Because it was in her second paragraph where she described black women. And when I read that, I'm thinking, wow, are you serious? And for all the Negroes who say black men don't do nothing but cry about black women, now you have a black female saying the exact same thing. Verbatim. Damn near verbatim. When you go read her post on Facebook and you read that second paragraph where she talks about the type of black women and reason why she's hanging up and she closing her dating academy because I ain't doing this no more. And she talked about how they have unreasonable expectations. How many of them only, and I'm paraphrasing this, how many of them, the only thing they have to offer is a vagina. Yeah, this is Miss April Mason saying this. This is Miss April Mason, who has finally come full circle to realize, yes, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual needs to label us as mental disorders because, goddamn it, that's what we are. And when she decides, listen, I'm done with this, man. I'm not doing this no more. I'm sitting back and I'm reading this, and then I go look at her Instagram Live, that brother Obsidian Sinsby, and I'm thinking to myself, she finally realized this, and I don't know, I don't think it's too late for her, but she's finally realized that when you listen to the rhetoric, all of the rhetoric, no matter what it is, you listen to these divestors, you listen to those who preach that level up crap, even those who talk that femininity bullshit. All of it is not supported by history. I mean, it's just not. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to be careful here, man. Listen, history debunks every last talking point that they have. The divestors say they want to hashtag divest from Blackistan. As if, again, I've covered this, as if Blackistan just sprung up like a weed, like a dandelion. We don't know, it has no origin. All of a sudden, it's just the community has gone to rot, and we don't know why. We can't understand why the black community looks like a war zone and looks like Blackistan. Well, I do. I do. Your community was destined to become what we see once you remove that black male from the home. Once you eradicated or surgically removed him from the home and took away his influence in that home, you were destined to have Blackistan. It was just a matter of time. And since y'all are when I say y'all, I'm talking about you black women, since y'all are the ones who, as we know, accepted the policy, sided with the feminine. We know this, y'all. This is historically documented. So now how am I blaming black women because I'm historically giving you the origin of Blackistan? What do y'all want from me? So the divestors say they want to hashtag divest from what their mothers created. Fact, historical fact. Study your history. And again, when you go to the pro-black, back to Africa, red, black, and green, and you ask him, well, Mr. Black and Green, what happened to the black family? And immediately he's going to start talking about slavery. No, guy, no. You're going to leapfrog what took place in the latter 50s, 60s, you're going to leapfrog that and go back to slavery. No, guy, that dog won't hunt, as my father would say. You had a two-parent family unit long after slavery. Study your history. Yes, you did. Slavery did not destroy the black family. Slavery had an adverse effect on the black family, as we know. That's obvious. It had an adverse effect on black people. But it did not destroy. You had a black family unit long after slavery. When did you start seeing the rise in single-parent households? Study your history, nigga. Damn. The entire talking point is debunked. Hashtag divest my ass. When you talk about these black men that these sisters say they want to hashtag level up from and do away with, they don't want to deal with them no more. They're so screwed up and they're so messed up. And I asked them, listen, is the behavior traits that y'all complaining about, is it genetic or is it biological or is it socialization? Nature or nurture? I asked them, which is it? And if you're going to say it's biological, then that means all black men are what you criticize. And that's dumb. You can't say that. We know all black men aren't like that. So obviously the behavior traits that y'all are criticizing are socialization due to the process of him being reared. So then you have to ask the $64 million question, who raised him? Who raised this nigga? And the one who raised him is the one who took pride in being the black backbone of the black community. How is that blaming black women for everything? It just doesn't make sense. It's like you're talking to a brick wall when you talk to black people. This is the reason why I don't. I don't argue with Negroes, and I most certainly do not argue with Negroes who used to be fans. I don't argue with them. I don't care how many times you mention me in your video. I don't care how many videos you make about me. If you were at one time supported the rabbit hole, supported my content, supported me, and I have the emails, I have all of the receipts. If at one time you were there, now you want to sit back and argue with me? Hell no. No, fuck that, man. I'm not arguing with you. At one time you were starstruck. Now you want to bicker and argue with me? No, stop. No, it don't work like that. No. This is not blaming black women for everything. We're just putting the hammer on the nail. We're just looking at it historically. And what April Mason has done and what she has finally come to realization is, these guys are right. And this is the reason why she's saying, I'm calling it quits. I'm done. I can't help them. They are incorrigible. They are beyond help. And I like to tap her on the shoulder and tell her, look, we tried to tell you this. This is the same thing that we tell Brad. Shit is so comical, man. They say, y'all mad because I'm with Brad. No, baby, no. My philosophy has always been better him than me. Because I know Brad one day, I don't know when, but I know one day, the day is coming, he's going to see you for who and what you are. And if he's heard any of my content, if he's heard any of these other brothers' content, he's going to hear our voice in his head telling him, I told you so. And that's the reason why Stacey Dash, 4 marriages, 4 white dudes, I'm out. 4 of them divorced her. Holly Berry, every white dude she has dated has cheated on her. To the point that the last white dude that she was dealing with, that she has the child with, She didn't even date that guy. She just wanted his semen because she wanted a child. So she took his semen and had it implanted in her so she can get pregnant. He didn't even have sex with her. He just sold her his semen because she wanted a half-breed, mongrel, mixed baby. We understand why. We covered all that last week. She didn't even date that dude. Still, her white dude got up and left. I'm out of here. And you have on this colored sector of YouTube, black women who are in relationships with white men, they're gone. We're gone. Peace. Why? Because you have to look at it. Look, listen. If the black male is screwed up and you don't want to deal with him, so he's out of the equation. So now you get with Brad, and now Brad is leaving. What's the common denominator in this equation? The common denominator, baby, is you. It's not the black man. It's not that Brad. It's you. And that's what April Mason understands. That's why she said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm out. This is an exercise in futility. When you're dealing with a group of women who the DSM should classify as mental disorders, who there's something wrong with them. There's something psychologically wrong with them, man. This is the reason why, again, it comes as a joke to me when people ask me about, I don't care what Kevin Samuels is telling these women. What the hell do I care about that? Why do I care what Kevin Samuels is telling a group of women who I believe should be labeled as mental disorders? It's retarded. It doesn't make sense. That's why I don't watch that content. I don't watch that stuff, man. Unlike y'all, I don't need Kevin Samuels for content. I don't need nobody who I disagree with for content. Now, if something happens, you're going to have to tell me, hey, man, did you hear about this? Did you see this? Have you heard this? Like Obsidian does. Because if he just came at me and just asked me off the rip, man, I know you're going to address that April Mason. I'm like, address her for what? I don't watch that ever. So he tells me, here's the link to her post. Here's her video. Thank you. I can do what I do. But April Mason has come to realization there's something wrong with them. And then she says in her post that, well, you know what? Men are easier to deal with. They listen. When I talk to black men and I'm talking to them about this dating piece, they actually sit and listen. And they're interested and they actually go out and do the work to try to better themselves. And according to April Mason, I'm paraphrasing, black women, the only thing that they want is a bigger penis. That's what she said. I ain't say that. She said that. April Mason said that in her Instagram post. I have the footage. She said the only thing the majority of these women want is a bigger penis. That's it. That's the reason why they don't want to work on themselves. All they're looking to do is try to be cute, like what you see on Instagram, so they can get a bigger dick. That's what she said. I ain't saying that. April Mason said that. And that's the reason why she said, I'm packing this up, man. This is a waste of my time, man, trying to help these sisters overcome the failures of their mothers. Because that's what all of this is, people. And this, again, this is comical that you got niggas who actually sit back and say, well, you're putting everything on the woman and you're crying. Well, wait a minute. The entire black femininity movement is based off of what? The failures of their mothers, what their mothers did not teach them. If it takes an April Mason course or seminar, a Crystalline Cares and Pink Pill, or some other woman's Brooklyn Blue Dark Wisdom session, if it takes this for a female that's Now, if she's 16, 17, I might give her a slide. But baby, if you're 30, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and you got to go to April Mason to teach you that when you wear a skirt, you should cross your legs? Hey, come on now, stop. That's a failure on your mother. That's a failure on your mama. I almost slipped, but I'm getting through this, being politically correct. Let me take a sip of this to make sure I wrap this up and remain politically correct. Let me sip on this for a minute. Yeah, that whole movement, man, is a representation on, and listen, and see, you can say the same on the opposite end. You can say the same on the opposite end. What's the opposite end? If it takes a Kevin Samuels or some of these other brothers, some of these other coaches to teach black men that this is how black men behave and should conduct themselves, if it takes them to tell y'all that and y'all in the same age range, y'all dad failed y'all. I mean, these are just facts. That's the reason why I tell y'all I don't need no masculinity courses. My father did a great job. I don't need that. But for the brothers who do need it, I'm glad that it's there for them, but I'm just not one who need it. That's why I don't watch it. And if something happened or something is said, somebody's going to have to come to me and give me that footage because I don't watch that stuff. It's like asking me to do a video about Dancing with the Stars. I've never seen an episode of it. If somebody came up to me and said, listen, I got $1 million right now that I'll give you if you name the last winner of Dancing with the Stars. Guess what? I'm out of $1 million because I don't know. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. Now, if you ask me in the NFL power rankings for the week 7, who's number 1, I can tell you that. Why? Because I watched that. If you want me to tell you what the college poll is and which poll and who's ranked what, I can give you that because I watched that. But this other shit, I don't watch it. And if something happens controversial, somebody got to come and tell me because I don't watch that shit. And it's retarded for anybody to come to me and expect me to comment on something that I don't watch. See, a lot of y'all bump y'all's gums. I need documentation. Because I want to know what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I like Obsidian. Every time he comes at me and asks me, have you heard about this? What you gonna say about that? Here's the link. Here's the video. Which is only common sense. But apparently, and I know it ain't apparent, but with black men, common sense is not so common. It's just not. It's just not. Talking to them is like talking to a brick wall. And not only are they dumb, but they're fickle, they fake, and they're phony. Yesterday you supported, now today you want to argue. No, dude, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Go away. Go away. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time because what you're dealing with is a man when you deal with me. And if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. You go your way, I'll go mine. I don't give a fuck how many times you reference me. I'm not saying shit. Because I don't fuck with you. Accept it and move on. That's what men do. That's what men do. Men don't sit around and constantly try to bicker and argue with somebody that you say you don't fuck with. That's retarded. That's retarded. You know what that is? That's what the equivalent of that is. Are these black women who say we have hashtag divested from black men, but that's all they talk about. How much have you divested from black men when black men is always in your mouth? If I was in the hole, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm gonna let that sit right there, man. I'm not. Matter of fact, let me go and wrap this thing up, man, because I'm slipping. I'm slipping. But for those who actually believe that this is all I do, and and others, this is all we do, then I want you, I'm telling you, please request this weekend's Rabbit Hole production. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm begging you, please. I want you to view this footage. And when you, because I'm telling you, it's gonna burn you up. It's gonna burn you up, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna burn your, listen, when you see this footage, man, look, you can't tell me nothing about no black female, man. You can't. You just can't. You talking to the wrong, you barking up the wrong tree. You barking up the wrong tree, guy. And April Mason has come to terms with what I've been trying to tell y'all in many of these videos, man. The Diagnostic Statistical Manual that classifies mental disorders needs to look into taking a serious consideration of labeling being a black female a mental disorder, because that's exactly what it is. You want the whole, send me email, I'll get you the link, because at the end of the day,